Oh my God, what's up? You're back. Yay. I'm so excited. I
Missed
can't
you.
believe it. How you doing?
Been good. Been good. Out of the postpartum haze now, so I feel like I'm somewhat back to what I was before, essentially, but totally different. If that makes sense. So
It we'll get to that because it doesn't make sense to me, but it would make sense to my wife, who you'll notice is not here right now.
yeah,
Um, yeah, she had to run upstate Thursday. Yeah, yesterday. She left like out of nowhere. She got a phone call. She had to go up. Her mom has Parkinson's.
oh man,
Yeah, it's tough. And so she's her mom's going through it. So she ran up there to kind of take care of her and help her brothers and aunts and stuff like that. So,
dang.
but let me tell you, life without my wife, like I don't even know. I was in CVS today trying to buy freaking toothpaste and I almost called her to be like, what kind of toothpaste do we use? Like I have no idea like what's happening right now.
Toothpaste. You can't really go wrong in that department.
I
So
know, just grab one, but I was just like, oh my God. um
oh
and
my.
it's
Do,
just crazy what life I forget what life is like because I'm usually not without her. So like it just
do you cook or is that not your thing?
no, we'll bounce back and forth.
Okay.
There are some things like we'll bounce back and forth, but there are some things that she just automatically does all the time.
Yeah.
And when she's not here, I'm like, "Oh, that's on me. I have to do that. My kid needs bread." Like,
uh, that's a
nah,
good system. It's a good system though when you know what you're good at and what your responsibilities are, and then life ends up you see how hard it can be when you have to take on everything. It's like, oh shoot.
yo, love y'all. Love the wives. The wives are amazing. Love you. Kenneth, yo, what's up, bro? Corey Leonard, yo, what's going on? Trish, oh, it's always good to see Mama Trish. Let's go. Ellie looks like a J. Crew model. Yeah, she does. She
I
always looks good.
don't even know what J Crew. I've never even been to a J Crew. Are they stylish, or is
Yeah.
this a backhanded compliment, Trish?
No. That's you absolutely do look like out of a J. Crew catalog. That's kind of where they got their name was. Am I right, Trish? They like it was a catalog that everybody used to. All the women were like, "Oh, I want to look like that." So,
All right, I'll take it. Thank you, Trish.
but you said you were coming out of postpartum haze.
Yeah,
What did that look like for you?
yeah. So my baby will be 6 months tomorrow, and everyone told me just get past 3 months, get past 3 months, and you'll feel like yourself again. And that was true, but I really once I hit right around the 6 month mark. So now I finally feel back to how I was before, just body wise. My life has changed in so many ways, psychologically, physically, emotionally. But physically, I finally feel good now. It's just a haze. The first 3 months, you're just like, what is my body? It's not mine anymore. It's disorienting. So I've come out of that.
Oh
Thankfully.
yeah, thank you, Joseph. Yeah, rocking the Vindicate hoodie. Go get your Vindicate. Uh, love Travis. He does good. Everything's nice and big and comfy, and I'm a big girl, so I enjoy that.
Love it.
Was it for my wife? It was more, and she would tell you it was more of like she didn't want to be away from the baby at all. She like there was abandonment or not abandonment, but like
Yeah.
separation anxiety, and then the hardest thing for her, I think, was the getting in lockstep with the baby on breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Sh
Yeah, I mean, you're just so it's just so time consuming. You're tethered. You have at best 3 hours between breastfeeding sessions, and so I will say I have never been more dialed in with my time and how I use my time. I've gotten so much better at just mindlessly scrolling and stuff because you'll look up and that 3 hours will dwindle real quick if you're just scrolling on Instagram or you know just kind of not using your time efficiently. So it's made me better in that regard. Um, but yeah, you're on a shot clock for the whole day.
That was
So
her too, and then but she was also like she was pumping, but she was pumping for another baby who
oh
needed
yeah,
milk.
y'all told me about that. Yeah, y'all
Yes.
donating breast milk or something.
Yeah. And so she was literally, because the more milk that you pump, the more milk it produces. And she was literally, it felt like she was just pumping all the time.
Yeah. And then washing the pump parts and stuff, that's the worst part to me. I can pump all day long, but the washing and the drying and the just dealing with all the parts and traveling with it is so cumbersome. I can't stand that part.
Oh my God, your husband doesn't wash those for you? I totally wash those for Colleen. Absolutely was like, I got you. It's no big deal. Now,
No,
does he
I'm
know how to? I had to figure out how to put it back together for her, which was also the worst experience of my life. Like she could do it in 30 seconds. It took me like 45 minutes to do it after I washed it, but I did it.
pump or the parts. What?
Yeah. It took me forever. I couldn't figure it out.
That's funny. I guess if you don't, I mean, I'm doing it 8 times a day, so it's easy. But yeah, I guess if you haven't really the first time, it's hard. But yeah, no, I haven't asked my husband to do that. He does bath time. I can't stand bath time, so it's kind of his nighttime thing, and I'll wash everything at the end of the day. So, um,
Oh, that's awesome. What's up, Mike? Maybe she has a certain way or it was therapeutic. It wasn't therapeutic for me.
no,
Zero shot that it was.
yeah. So yeah, but breastfeeding's it's good. It gives you time to kind of just sit, decompress, like you're trapped, right? So I've had some good time to think about things, think about, life, get really philosophical. So it's been good for the most part. Can't complain. So
Wait, and you said 6 months now, right?
yeah, 6 months tomorrow. So
Any sign of like crawling or scooting or anything like that yet?
yeah, she's actually I was coaching today, and it's just this ladies class, and so they're all there really mostly for social, but we still kind of work out. And she was crawling around the floor on the gym floor. I'm like, I'll just bathe her when I get home. It's fine. And I look over, one of the ladies was holding up a little, thumb tape. It was like the little wadded tiny piece of thumb tape, and she had it in her mouth. And I'm like, worst mom ever, but thank goodness, because she would have, choked on it. But yeah, people don't leave your rolled up thumb tape on a gym floor because babies are crawling.
Yeah, now you notice it. You don't notice it like
Oh
before
yeah.
that.
I was guilty of it. I was the person that as soon as I finished a workout, I'd throw my tape on the ground. I would always pick it up if I remembered, but yeah,
He was always in a chalk bucket. If he could find a chalk bucket to get into, he was always in a chalk bucket.
yeah,
And then everybody started hanging their chalk buckets on the rigs because
yeah,
like so that the kids couldn't get into them because we had a lot of kids at our gym. Our gym was like full of moms.
yeah,
So it was cool.
yeah. Did y'all have a rule that kids couldn't be on the black part, like the mats?
Yeah,
Or
no. They couldn't be out there with you. But like we also had that big ass playpen thing that it was like a big gate, big baby gate, and you just put them all in there together.
yeah, yeah.
And it was cool until my kid got big enough to like push it like a sled. Like he would just stick his arms out like this and just start walking with it, and he could walk it places. So then we tried to like chain it down with a kettlebell. Like we took a big ass like 100-pound kettlebell and tried to strap the gate to that.
100 pounds. How strong is your kid?
Dude, we didn't know. So we weren't even playing. We just like we were like 70, whatever. Nope, 100. Let's do it. But there were a couple kids in there. So
I saw this thing. It popped up on my Instagram. But you know the sleep sacks that babies sleep in? It's like a wearable blanket, basically. The dad was showing this hack to get your workout done without your baby crawling everywhere. You put a 25-pound dumbbell in the sleep sack and you zip it up, and they think they're free and they're not going anywhere.
oh wow.
Yeah,
You've done that?
I'm gonna steal that.
Oh, there you go. I like it.
Instead of buying a playpen, just gonna pin them down with a weight in their sleep sack.
Has your this one was one I really wanted to ask. Has your husband, because you have a baby girl, right? And so 2 lesbians, we have a baby boy. So changing diapers was super weird for us. Like we had to figure it out. We're like, oh, what are we supposed to like? We had a whole thing with hot and cold, and I thought that his penis shrunk and his balls shrunk back up into his like.
That's a thing.
It is, but I didn't know that. So I was like, we took him to the doctor, and I was like, yo, his balls shrunk. Fix my kid's balls. And she was like, Garrett, is it cold in your house? Because it was summertime. And I was like, yeah, the AC's on. What do you mean? And she's like, yeah, just put him under a blanket. He'll be fine. And so that's when I learned the whole shrinkage situation.
I mean, I would not know what to do with a little boy. So I guess you just kind of learn. I didn't have brothers. Like, did you have any brothers?
Yeah, but older. Like I
Oh
was way.
no.
I wasn't touching. I didn't do any.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. You weren't changing their
no,
diapers.
no, no, negative.
Yeah. No, it is funny though. I feel like there's always this hesitancy with if the parent is the opposite gender of the kid. I mean, you don't care. It's not like weird, but Sean, it's just funny. Sometimes he'll just try to delegate all the diapers to me. I don't know if he's trying to use that as an excuse. He doesn't want to make any diaper changes or what. But yeah, it's funny.
He didn't ask you any weird questions. There was no like, what's this? What's that? What?
No, no, nothing like that. But hey, it's very important that you wipe the right way. So I had to teach him that.
Oh, God, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that was it. That was our only learning curve for him. So, but
Uh, oh, what's this? Anchor Corey Leonard. Anchor as many kids to one kettlebell as possible. Solid strategy. Hey, listen, I went with what we all decided that was the right thing to do. We thought that was going to work. It didn't. It didn't work at all. But we tried. um, Corey, shrinkage is a real issue faced by all adult men. Apparently, little tiny babies too. Like that's
yeah, and doesn't the sauna isn't it a thing? Like sauna can kill sperm or lower your sperm count or like different
yeah, heat.
really high temperature.
I heard that too. Something to do with underwear too. Like I thought there
Yeah,
was something to do with dudes' underwear where like that could mess with you or mess with their sperm count.
yeah. I don't know why my whole algorithm is feeding me all those commercials about the breathable men's underwear. I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? This is not my algorithm. Not your target market.
Saw you wrote a book, my girl.
Yeah. Yeah, so I kept it kind of private and just hard launched it. So that's kind of how I do things cuz I really didn't know if I was going to publish it. But yeah, it was interesting cuz I've been kind of describing it like I've birthed a baby this year, but then writing a book is almost like a form of birth, cuz it was many months in the making, and then once I had the baby, then it just became like really hard to finish because I mean, people think you just sit at home all day, but it was like hard to find any time to write at all. So it took me a little bit longer after the baby was born, but I finally got it to completion. So it is done.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
me what's it about? How did you
Yeah.
what motivated this?
Yeah. So okay. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, and have you heard of the Bible Belt? Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so everyone here, not everyone, sorry. In the Bible Belt, most people are what we call Protestant, so basically non-Catholic. This is a very simplistic explanation, but I grew up Protestant and grew up like believing that essentially like Catholics were uh, really bad and that they
I was gonna say bad. You can say the word. It's okay.
like essentially like the Antichrist, basically, if I'm being honest. And there was this whole series of events, but to make it short, Sean and I had been married for 4 years, and he told me that after a few months of study on his own, and then many months after that, he was thinking about becoming Catholic. And for me, like, our faith is what really tied everything in our lives together. It was just the framework that impacted every part of our lives, right? And at this point, we didn't have a child yet, but when he told me that, it's almost the equivalent of like someone, to me, it was like someone being a Muslim. You're married another Muslim, and then one of them tells you they're going to go become like a Buddhist or a Hindu. And like most people wouldn't perceive it that way, but growing up the Protestant Bible Belt, that's how I saw it. And so I'm like, is our marriage going to survive this? People were counseling me to, like even separate.
Oh wow.
And so I'm skipping over a lot here, but I wrote this book really just to explain to the people I love why I made the decision that I did to eventually become Catholic. And it was not just because my husband did, which most people thought I was just blindly following him. But I went through many, many months of just a spiritual crisis and trying to do a lot of my own research and study, because I thought my life was really falling apart, and I fought everything in me to not become Catholic. But in that search, the Lord just really did a work in my heart and in my life, and I learned a lot of things that I didn't know before, or misunderstandings that I had had. And so I detail it all. It's like an open letter to the people I love about why I made the change. And so
How far
yeah,
into your marriage did he start thinking that way, that he was gonna?
yeah, 4 years in, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, I told him I didn't want to, like, I didn't know if we could have kids together. And this sounds dramatic, but it really was. It's like you marry someone because you have common beliefs, right? And you are aligned on things. At least for us, like that was, we fell in love like more so intellectually than even just like physical attraction.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how we are. Not everyone is like this, but that was very important to us. And so when he told me that 4 years in, I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, this is going to change everything.
Well, when your best friend is telling you that they're going through something that I guess for you guys is like life changing,
Mhm.
and they're changing something completely, like, yeah, I can imagine that that would have been like, oh, who are you? What are we doing right now? What's happening?
Yeah. 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 And that's like, that was happening in one side of my life. But then, and the book kind of traces this story, but there was this other part of me where my this goes kind of ties in with CrossFit, but I personally believe that there's a longing in all of our hearts for um something bigger than ourselves. And I believe, because I believe that that's in our hearts because we're made by a creator. I don't believe that we were just popped into existence with a big bang, right? And
Yeah.
so if we're made in the likeness and image of a divine creator, then we're going to have a longing in our heart for that thing, which is the creator. And so all that to say, the reason I've loved CrossFit and physicality and working out my whole life really goes back to just this desire for a faith that I could touch, something tangible. And I always wanted to know why the body matters, right? I just feel like the body mattered, but my faith tradition really didn't answer that question for me. It was all like in my head, intellectual, like you pray, but you just kind of like aren't sure if it's anything is really happening.
Right.
So
Yep.
you ask for forgiveness, but it's very ethereal. It's like, all right,
There's nothing tangible.
right, there's nothing tangible. And so re- that was always kind of a question that undergirded everything I did. And I kind of, uh,
So CrossFit, we were divine until some chick made us eat an apple.
there actually,
Fair.
there's some truth to that actually. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to ramble,
No,
but
Rambo, it's fine.
I really believe that our faith should be embodied because we're both soul and matter. Like we're physical and soul. Like when we die, we have a soul, right?
Right.
And so finally becoming Catholic, it answered the question of why the body mattered, because there's a physicality to the faith. In Catholicism, there's a sacraments. You go to confession and you hear back from the priest who's in the person of Christ, like you're forgiven, you know? And for me, it was so beautiful. And so I wrote about all this in the book. And it's been the most impactful thing I've ever done. It started out as like me thinking my life was just completely over, and the Lord really used it to change me in so many ways, and I couldn't be more thankful. So it's
Is
cool.
one of your I'm so curious, is one of your fears as he's telling you this, you're going through understanding that like he's about to change his whole life and your whole life is about to change, is one of the fears like how are we gonna raise kids together?
Oh, I told him I couldn't have kids with him, and
Oh,
yeah,
shoot.
I saw his like heartbreak in front of me. Like it was a terrible day in many regards. But for me, it was just like my worst fear is raising a child in confusion of like, why does mom believe this and dad believe this? So I'm basically just going to be agnostic about it, right? Like everyone's wrong because we disagree, you know? And so that was a huge fear of mine. I'm like, I don't want to do that to a child. I don't think that is right, honestly. And yeah, so I told him I didn't could have kids together, and it broke both of our hearts. But I said that
Wow.
verbatim.
Because Colleen is very, she does not, like, I think she believes in something, but it's not any sort of like, group worship or group, like no denominations, none of that. She's not organized church, organized religion. She's not into at all.
Hmm.
I more so am into the teachings of the Bible. I
Hmm.
grew up Methodist, and so like I want to talk about it. I like talking about it, and she was more or less okay with it.
Mm.
And we just decided, I think, together that as I talk about it, if he hears anything that he wants to talk about, then we can talk about it together, and she's okay with that.
Mm.
So there was no real tension there. And it's kinda cool because now he is starting to ask me questions, and now he wants to go to midnight mass. I mean, I don't know if it's called midnight mass, it's a
What?
Methodist church,
That's
but
awesome.
midnight service.
How did he get interested in that?
I when I tell you that this kid is so interested in history, it's
Oh, man.
insane.
What a
He
cool kid.
he is and he's kind of interested in all this shit I'm interested in, so it's making me go back and do my research
Yeah.
again, like, it's making, "Hey, Ortega, what's up, dude?"
What's up? Miss you,
Uh
Ortega.
Yes, crossfat. I think Colleen is like, yeah, I'm not religious. She's not into organized religion at all, but she does believe in something bigger than herself that's out there for sure. Midnight mass. No, it's not midnight mass. I think it's midnight service. I think Methodists
There's
call it.
the midnight mass at Christmas time, so that might be what he's talking about.
No, it is. It's the midnight service, but I don't know. Isn't it Catholics that call it midnight mass? I think
Yeah.
we called it the midnight service.
Yeah. Mass is a Catholic thing.
A Catholic thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been diving into history and religion, and somewhere in there he found Jesus. He knows that the cross is the symbol for Jesus. He doesn't know the actual story, but he knows that is the sign of Jesus. And so what we passed a church the other day, and he saw the steeple with the cross on it and was like, "Oh, that's the house of Jesus." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Yes, it is. Yep."
I love
And so now he wanted to go to midnight service. So I'm gonna take him to Christmas midnight service and he can see the play and all that stuff. The manger.
Is he 13 or how old is he? 12?
Now he's 8.
8?
Yeah, that's what I'm
What?
saying. This kid is insane.
What in the world? I mean, but around 8, 9, 10, depending on the kid. I mean, your kid's very advanced, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when you start thinking of just deeper about life, or at least it was for me. I started to think about like what happens when you die.
At
Like
8?
what happened. Well, it was for me. It was more. I was a little slower than yours, but for me, it was around like 10 or 11. Just like, and then once you
Oh,
start thinking about stuff like that, then you start thinking about if there is a life after death, then that typically leads you down the path of some religion or at least some type of spirituality. So,
I
um,
can get into that because the one when I did start having like a healthy fear of death, I think was probably 10 or 11. And that the one prayer, "Now I lay me down to sleep."
oh
I
yeah,
I always said that one because it always made me like I was like, "Okay, if something happens to me, like I'm going to God. Like it's
yeah,
good."
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I
That one
can see
always kind of
that.
creeped me out. I don't. Did you find comfort in that one?
I found comfort in that one. Why
Yeah.
did it creep you out?
I think I had heard it sometime in a weird voice. Maybe it was a movie, but it was like a scary voice. It was like, "Now I lay me down to sleep." And then it was just really weird. So I think I have it in my mind in that voice. And so it creeps me out a little bit.
There we go.
No,
Sorry.
hey.
Hey.
What's up? Now I lay me no, I don't know.
Now I lay me down to sleep, something soul to keep.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I
Yeah.
should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
Yes.
That
Yes.
I always found comfort in that as a kid.
Yeah.
I said that
Hey,
one all the time until I learned the Lord's Prayer, and then when I learned the Lord's Prayer, I said that all the time.
that's a great one. Yeah.
But I think I added. I say the one with that like Henry VIII made with the end, like the end is different.
Oh gosh, I haven't heard this one. Like an Anglican prayer, because that's
Well, you know him. He made the Protestant church so he could have 16 wives and then like he kind of changed the what is it, the doxology at the
So,
end.
yeah, technically the Church of England started with people. Well, people will argue this, but he wanted to get a divorce, and the Catholic Church wouldn't let him get a divorce, and so he started the church.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. He wanted Anne Boleyn, baby, and so he was like, "I'm changing this."
Anglicans are gonna hate me. Sorry, British friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same Protestant, Timu, King James. Okay, got it. What's up, Sarah Beth? How you doing, lady?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. You jumped in. We got really deep. You just jumped in.
I was trying to listen while I was, getting my kids situated and everything. So I feel like I'm caught up, but I'm so proud of you and your book, and that's so exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Jonathan Ortega, Sarah Beth is one of the OG CrossFitters and grid leaguers.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen an episode with her in it, it explains everything. Also, she was a gymnast during the gross era with what's his face, Bella Caroli. And so we've had a lot of really good discussions about all this stuff, and hopefully we're gonna have a good one tonight because a lot of stuff happened last week that I kind of want to dive into. But before that, like, I don't know how that's a lie. Ellie's on the show. Of course we got into religion. That's how we always get into religion when Ellie's on the show.
Hey, I saw someone said something about John Young. I would love to have a conversation with John Young on here. That would be
same. Not we need to bring him on, and we need to all have a discussion. That'd be wonderful.
Not like a debate.
I'll set that up. That would be, I love talking about it. I'll let y'all go. I have to tell him though. I like
his conversation with y'all one time, and he said something about Catholicism, and I would just gently correct I would be kind, but there were some misunderstandings from my perspective there. So I would love to have
Grid Girls and God. Oh yeah, new show, Grid Girls and God. I like it. Right. Corey Leonard, Sarah was in Scott and I's chat today. She's solid as hell. Yeah, Sarah's no joke.
Thank you.
Corey Leonard's the man, dude. Like some of the reels that he sends me are just I'll spit my coffee out in the morning and just we'll go with this. He makes me spit.
That's good.
Corey's great. Huh? I met him at a EMOM company camp down in Louisiana, and he's such a nice guy. So
Megan, is he though?
He really is. He was nice to me.
Okay, so the reason I really wanted to have you all on, I was hoping, shut up, Megan. The reason I was really hoping to have you on was because, and I was hoping to I really wanted Colleen, to be here, but she obviously had to go help her mom and her brothers and stuff. So love you, babe, wherever you're at. I'm sure you're having dinner now. But we saw last week or the week before, Taylor went on Savon's show and told his story about his baby boy. And it was like, I watched it and I was just like, oh my God, this just happened to friends of ours.
Yeah.
And she was 8 months. And when he said that a lot of people don't know and never would have thought this and don't understand, and there's no reason why, they don't have a reason yet as to why this would happen. And neither did our friends. Our friends was, God, I think she was 2 weeks away. You know what I mean? And it was devastating to them, and she didn't understand either. And it was just, I think it happens more, or at least he said it happens more. When I think they looked up the stat and said it happens more than people know. And you're not aware that it even could happen. It wasn't to me. My initial, when I think of it, I think of the first 3 weeks. You don't think 5.5 months in or 8 months in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can't even imagine for the mom, your body's supposed to be the most, or the safest spot for your kid, right? I remember Colleen when we were 2 weeks out or something like that. It was almost like she didn't want him to come out yet because her body, she just wanted to keep him safe.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
when that happens to a woman where your body isn't safe, like I can't imagine what that PTSD must look like.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch the episode, Sarah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the whole thing too. It was
Yes.
absolutely.
Well, and I feel like I don't know them at all, but I mean, I do watch the show and I keep up with everything in the CrossFit space and in this universe. And I do feel like, I know them, personally. Although I don't. And so it was I felt devastation for them and I was, obviously so upset. So yeah, and just we can go and elaborate on all that, but I just, my heart really just aches and hurts for them for sure.
Yeah. And I'll say props to Taylor for being
Yes.
vulnerable and sharing that, because
Mhm.
there's no consolation you can give someone, and he said this in that time. I've had a miscarriage and didn't have to go through, all the stuff that they went through, because that's so different too. When you not it's equal, it's all awful, but like having to deliver
Mhm.
after just a layer of trauma that is unthinkable. And I didn't have to go through that part, but I will just say props to him, because at least for me, something that was a huge help in my processing was listening to other people's stories. And you don't hear guys talk about it. You don't hear the dad side. And so I would just remember scrambling all the time to find audiobooks or books about people that had been through a miscarriage and how they processed it, or stillbirth. And Taylor was just very open and honest and vulnerable, and that is hard to do, especially as soon as he did it. And so props to him for that, because that is hard.
I couldn't imagine talking
Right.
about it as soon as he did.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
yeah, kudos.
Absolutely. Just it was not that it was like refreshing, but it was really good to hear his side and just how open and honest he was about the whole thing, and just actually giving Lizzie autonomy as well and saying like, I really hope that she does XYZ, but I'm not going to force that on her. I really want, it just was really like so supportive, and it was just so wonderful to see that too, because it's just such a vulnerable time, and you can't even imagine the situation. You don't know how you would react or things like that, but just it was really good, just to hear his side. And yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't, like, as the person in my relationship that didn't give birth, I can't imagine, like, you can't do anything for your wife. Like, there's nothing that you can do for her in that moment.
Mhm.
It's not, you want to. Like, that's the other thing too. Like, I want to protect Colleen from anything that can hurt her, and to not be able to protect her from that. But it sounds like he did, though, with all the
Mhm.
decisions that those doctors wanted to make, or what I like. It sounds like he did protect her from as much as he possibly could. And like,
Mhm.
I don't know if I would have been that level headed.
Right.
Yeah.
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 And just, I think it was so great to have, like, they had their midwife there because she knew all the options, and she's probably seen and walked through this as well. So I feel like it was great that they had her there to give them the option of like taking the baby home and doing what they wanted to do. And I think that's so important to know all your options, because it can be kind of one-sided in the hospital as well, I feel like, where they're like, okay, you can only do this or this, and it's just like, well, I didn't expect to be here, and now I'm forced to make this decision that I don't want to make. And I've just heard so many women just saying like, they just let their baby go, and it's just like, and they wanted more time, or they wanted something else. And so it was just nice to, like, I'm glad they had the midwife there that was like, oh no, there's this other option that most people don't know about, and you can do this. And I feel like that gave them, I mean, I feel like more comfort in what I would probably have wanted to do, and not just like, okay, let your baby go with some random stranger, you know, even if they're gone, like, you might want more time or whatever.
Mhm.
Just
So,
turn,
yeah.
Sarah, just turn like do you have a volume on the mic on your, just turn that down a little bit because
Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
catching your, no, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Corey Leonard, as a dad, if my child passed before I had a chance to protect her, I'm not sure I'd have been able to talk about it ever, much less as soon as Taylor did. He's a strong man. Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask you, you said his midwife was in the room. Can you have a midwife even if you're not planning at a at home birth?
Yes and no. It's really sometimes it's at the hospital's discretion or the doctor's discretion. I mean, technically, I mean, you're hiring the hospital to do what you want them to do. So they can have all these rules, but really like it can be up to you. It's just like most people don't know that. So a lot of OBs just don't agree with the whole like midwifery model of care. So they would be like, okay, they're not allowed here, or like a doula is not allowed here. But really, I mean, it's your personal, I mean, it's your birth and you're hiring the hospital to deliver
Yeah.
you. So it's, it's really up to you.
At least for us, because the midwife is medical, they're a high level nurse in most cases if you're a nurse midwife. And so ours, though, as soon as I had to leave our house for the emergency C-section, the minute I cross the doors of the hospital, then she becomes a doula because she doesn't work there, and so she can't make any medical decisions anymore because obviously the hospital has all the liability at that point. So she wasn't even allowed in the C-section room with us, which was really annoying. But yeah, so I think that's the main difference, at least. Unless she's employed by the hospital, then she can make more decisions and help you. But yeah, they're awesome to have. Just plug for midwives. Love.
Oh, I thought I said the wrong word. You said I said midwife, and you kind of chuckled. I thought I said, is that like an old school term? Is it doula? Is it a term?
Oh, and Sarah can explain this better than me, but like a doula is more for like the mom's comfort measures, helping you, breathe and get in good positions and stuff. But they're not medical. Whereas a midwife is a nurse. They're medical. They can, give oxygen if needed and do all those things. So.
And midwives are certified by the state. So they have, you have to go through extensive schooling and certification to be a midwife, versus like a doula is more like they go through training, but like she said, it's like more comfort measures. And I mean, there's a certification for being a doula, but they're not like licensed by the state. They have their own like, level of certification or whatever, but mainly it's like comfort measures and for the dads.
Yeah.
A lot of times. Yeah.
Yes.
I could, yeah. Well, if we have another one, I'll look into that because I could have I almost passed out on the beginning of the first one. So,
especially first time, like my husband knew nothing. He knew I had seen a birth because I'm a nurse. He had no clue. I mean, all he knew is where they're supposed to come out, and then other than that, like nothing. So you want that coach for the
dad.
So
the only thing I had ever seen is the video they show you in like, 5th, 6th grade.
They show you a video in school?
Yeah, they show you a birthing video in school.
We did that, yeah.
Yeah. Made me never want. That's what turned me a lesbian. That's what made me lesbian, was watching that, because I knew I didn't want to do that. That was not gonna be me.
It was like driver's ed health class.
Yeah.
I swear it was just like to scare everybody to not have sex and get pregnant or whatever. Like,
early.
Yeah.
I can't fathom watching a birth in front of, I mean, it's like beautiful and medical, but in a room with like boys in high school.
Yeah. It wasn't even high school. I don't even think it was high school. I'm pretty sure we were in middle school.
Not that.
I think ours was in like 10th grade. Yeah.
They wheeled that puppy in. No, ours was in 8th grade. It was it was like the don't, like, you could get roofied if you go on too many dates. It was the tell your parents if something weird happens, don't have sex, and then the birth video. And that was during the time period where, they had the video and the VCR, and they just wheeled the whole thing into the front of the classroom and put a video on for it. Like, it was that.
What woman volunteered herself to be the person like that?
Right. To be that video?
Yeah,
I know.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's crazy. I did not know that. No.
CrossFit said something back where like people don't know about this, and like I said, I had never heard of this until my friend went through it, and then Taylor went through it. I had never like maybe I saw it on an episode of Grey's Anatomy or something, but I had never actually heard or known anybody in real life that had gone through that. And he said that it happens more times than not.
Mhm.
Is there? I mean, obviously there are reasons for it, but does it ever just happen where there like legitimately is no reason? Or
Yeah,
they
I
don't
mean, yes, yeah.
really?
That you might never know, at least.
Yeah, you might never
Uh,
know.
Um,
And that's there's I think we think like uh birth, or like when you're thinking imagining of a baby, like you think that like the birth is guaranteed, or like life is guaranteed. And really, what coming through and going through life and getting entrenched in the birth world, like what I'm seeing is like life is never guaranteed, and it's really not in our hands at all. And I know that's like not the explanation that people want to have, and sometimes there are medical reasons for it, but it's just like life is never guaranteed, just like we don't know when we're going to die. And like life and death are certain, but we just don't know when. And it's really all tangled up together. Um, and it's just never guaranteed. And that's not comforting, but it's really true especially in the birth world.
mhm. Yeah, and there's almost this unhelpful uh thought where it's like if you make it past the 20-week appointment, you're good. You're in the clear. Or
Yeah.
sorry, 12
Hmm.
weeks. And then the 20-week appointment is the scan to basically validate that your baby doesn't have like Down syndrome or trisomy 13 or something. And so I just remember getting past that 12-week mark where everyone said you're in the clear and being like, whoa, nothing bad's going to happen. And that is very unhelpful
Hmm.
to especially to the people that have a loss after, because then they're like, what did I do wrong? Or, and it's, you didn't do anything wrong. Like exactly like Sarah
Right.
said, we can't control
Hmm.
that. So
And
yeah.
that is the thing too, because it's like you get to the point where it's okay to tell people that you're pregnant, right? You announce it on Instagram, you tell everybody, and you think like, hey, nothing, this baby's fine, whatever week that is, 12, you said, but like it's the minute that we told everybody or we put it up, like we were just we never thought that anything else could ever happen to her or him or what after that. So then if something does happen, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to react. And I mean, I know Taylor's very well read, and obviously he said he like chat GPT'd a million things in 5 minutes to try to figure it out. But what if you don't have that kind of level head when that happens? Then the
Hmm.
hospital dictates what you do.
Yeah.
Yes, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the most powerful part of that whole podcast was when he just he talked about how people will try to call the baby a fetus at 20 weeks or however many weeks, and he's like, that, I mean, that is a baby. Like,
Yes.
it was so powerful, just to hear that come out of his mouth, especially in all his grief. Like it's just so crazy as a society. Like I think where we've gotten with basically saying that a 20-week-old baby is not a baby when they're full. You can look at it; they
Hmm.
look like a baby. They're fully formed. It's just wild. That was powerful. So
That really was for the like, everybody obviously abortion's a hot topic, and nobody really wants to touch that subject because it is such a hot topic. But it is. I remember going with Colleen to get the sonograms and seeing my kid move around and push her belly and like, you know what I mean, stretch out and whatever. And like to say that that's a clump of cells is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy.
yeah,
Yes.
It, I don't know anybody who, I don't know. Do you ever think that like the the fight is between people that have actually had a child or delivered a child and the people that never have?
There's a very strong argument, because I mean, once you've felt life growing inside of you, and like as soon as you get like that pregnancy test, and like that you're pregnant, I mean, your whole world shifts and changes, and you're imagining, this child even 3, 6 months, them in school, them in high school, you're imagining this baby that you're gonna have. And I mean, just imagining that, and like everything changes. And then once you've felt life grow inside of you and you deliver this baby and you have them here, it's like, how can you not believe that this is number one, a miracle, from God, I fully believe, and that He speaks life into existence, and that, um, and I feel like the people that have not experienced that, cannot fully maybe understand sometimes unless they really do have a child and have raised them and know them and just see the miracle of life itself.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'll say this, I'm not naive to the hardships that women who find out they're pregnant and don't want to be pregnant are facing. Single moms, situations where money is a huge factor. Like, I'm not naive that exists. But I always go back to, like, at least be intellectually honest and just don't try to do mental gymnastics with words and say that it is not a baby. Like, that's where I struggle, whether you've
Right.
had a baby or not. I don't even think that that's the dividing line. I think it's more of like we're all tied up in the real emotions of it, right? Like, I'm not denying that people have really hard situations, like really hard. And but at the same time, like, if objective truth is a thing, if it's not just up to basically our preferences or what we want to believe, like there is objective truth, then at least be intellectually honest enough to not call it something that just makes you feel better, like a clump of cells. Like, no, like, call it what
Yeah.
it is and stand by your decision. Like, I'm not an advocate for that. I'm just saying, like, be consistent. And that's my problem, is like we try to put words on things that are not really reality of the terrible thing that, in my opinion, it is to kill a baby. So now I'm getting controversial here on it, I know, but
No, it's fine. I don't care.
Well, and he said, this is a fully formed baby. Yes, at 20 weeks. But that's the same at 10 weeks. That's the same at 12 weeks. I mean, it's just tiny. It's just on a smaller scale. And I've known people that have miscarriage and like to have delivered their baby on the toilet, with having a miscarriage, and they can see the formation of their hands and they can see their little eye buds, and so just it's just crazy to me just to say that it's a clump of cells. That is just completely false, because it is life. It's life at conception. It happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is the last thing I'll say on it, but like when we had our miscarriage, I was under 12 weeks. I was 9 or 10. I can't remember exactly, but like, it wouldn't have looked like a fully formed baby, but I knew in everything, every bone, every fiber of my body, like viscerally, I knew that was my baby, and it makes a mark on it. It leaves a mark on a mom psychologically and emotionally, especially even when you lose a baby earlier than that. Whether you acknowledge it or not, there's a emotional and psychological mark that you just cannot avoid. Like, I knew I had lost a baby, and I felt that in my soul, and I think as just like natural law, I think that's a thing that is just ingrained in us, that even if we don't acknowledge it, it really is like written into us that it is our baby, So
Yes.
anyway.
Bear with me while I try to work through this question, but we've over the I don't know 2 decades or so, we've been desensitized to a lot of things, and mostly what we've been seeing is that like a lot of the younger generation has been desensitized to death or desensitized to doing stupid shit. I guess like we had the gangs in New York of teenagers that were just running around robbing everybody, killing people, like whatever, and they didn't give a shit. Like, it just, life meant kind of nothing to them. It just I don't know if it's because of their ages or because we've been desensitizing them over the years, but I think we definitely have when it comes to abortion, like you said, and just being able to say those words like, "Hey, it's a baby." Like, I get
Mhm.
it, and whatever your circumstances are, I'm not here to judge you. I don't you know what I mean? Like, what you do in your household is what you do in your household, but it is a baby.
Mhm.
And the
Mhm.
fact that they don't feel any attachment to it is insane. And I'm just gonna put this out here. My wife gave birth to my son. He's not biologically mine, but the minute that I started to be able to hear the water in her belly move around, and like when he started kicking and she started like showing, and like that baby's mine. And I can't
Mhm.
imagine anything happen. And I would have been absolutely horrifically devastated if anything had happened to her or the baby. And these kids just don't feel anything.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's crazy. Like, I don't know what we or what society's done to do that, but like it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna go get this procedure and get rid of this life I create. Like, that's your like
Mhm.
that's you. That's little you walking around.
Yeah. You see it in so many different areas of society, not even just abortion, but I mean, I can't really pinpoint what it is that's made us so desensitized to life. I mean, I think a lot of it comes down to just the most people's reality in their life is spent on a screen and video games. Just if you're killing people all day long, you lose the reality of like what that actually is, and you get really desensitized. And so I think um, I think a lot of it comes from that, but I can't put my finger exactly on why we're so desensitized. I don't know if y'all have any ideas, but
Yeah, I don't know either. I do think though, like even if they say like, "Oh, I don't care, like I'm just gonna go do this," I do think like they will have lifelong like implications and like their soul will remember. Just like you said about your miscarriage, like that I lost a baby. I lost, part of me. And I do think that even if they go and do this procedure, like I do think you carry that like for with you forever, no matter what that looks like. Um,
But I think you
but
have to actually care about it for it to leave that mark on your soul.
yeah,
If you're just one of these like TikTok people that are out there just getting abortions just to be able to say you got one and like, well, I can do what I want with my body and blase blase. I don't know if that leaves a mark on their
yeah,
honestly, okay, I'm gonna push back on that a little because
bring it.
I worked
yeah,
so I worked in a pregnancy center where we would basically just like give free ultrasounds to people. We wouldn't try to sway them at all. We would just say, hey, like, look, hear the heartbeat. We're going to support you. Obviously, we didn't do like abortions, but we just wanted to provide as many resources as possible for them if they wanted to do adoption or, um, if they wanted to keep the baby, we wanted to give them as many things as we could to help, right? And also counseling was a part of that for post-abortive women and also women who gave their baby up for adoption or whatever. But the women that would come in for counseling after having an abortion or multiple abortions, so many of them would say, like, at the time I didn't feel anything. Like, they would deny everything that I had said about it leaving a mark on your soul. um, but if we're pro women, and I am pro women, I'm not a feminist, but I'm pro women. I think we have to acknowledge that abortion is not good for the woman. It's traumatizing to the woman, whether they acknowledge it or not. Like, it's a thing that has, if they shove it away and brush it under the rug, like, it's still harmful, I believe, to the woman. And so I'm a big advocate for, let's support women whether they've had an abortion or not. I want them to be healthy and get the care that they need. And we just saw time and time again the women that really were craving, needing help from a therapy standpoint, were women who had had abortions and maybe were really callous to it for a very long time and didn't come to term with those emotions until later, if that makes sense.
mhm,
Yeah. So it was just interesting to me.
I I agree with you. man, yeah, Bernie Gannon, there's more than a physical or psychological mark. There's also a spiritual mark. Yeah, I agree with you. And I do think that, like, women should be able to go get counseling, or that you can't mandate a woman to go get counseling after she has an abortion. And so I don't know, there's some that I just think, like, it doesn't leave a mark on them. Like, for them, it's just like, I don't know. Unless unless they compartmentalize very, very well, and I just
Okay, let me
haven't
ask
seen
you
it.
this. Do you think like that, let's just say they're not married and it was a sexual encounter and you're gonna see that person again or whatever. Do you think that left a mark on them? Do you think like a one night stand leaves a mark on someone, whether it ends in pregnancy or not?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's like some type of like connection, whether you even know the person or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the line of reasoning I'm going off on, of like, I believe sex is like very spiritual because God, gave it to us. He's the creator of it, right? And whether you're married or not, it leaves a mark on you, for better or for worse.
I believe that for women for sure. Like, I don't know, but dudes can answer for dudes, but I believe that a one night stand leaves a mark on you for sure. Because I think all sex for women leaves a mark on you. But what about all so, like, all right, no, I get it. I just did a show about Bonnie Blue, the chick who set the world record for dudes
Yeah.
in a debt, and like, when she was sitting there talking about how she felt nothing and she's fine and it's fun for her and like whatever. And I was like, no, it isn't. And no, you don't. And no, you don't feel great. Like, okay, all right, cool. You walked me all the way. Yeah, okay. Good
Yeah.
job. Go, Ellie.
Tear up. Did you see her tear up too?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where it like broke me. Like, it was sad, like very sad to see like she's trying to convince herself
Yeah.
that it doesn't have an effect on her. And I'm not judging anyone. I'm just
No.
talking through the psychology of what I think is the reality with anything that spiritual, growing a life or having sex. You can deny it all day long, but it's not just skin on skin. Like, there's a spiritual component. So.
Yeah. All right. Let me get to. Yeah. No, you're right. You just messed with me. Yep, I get it. Corey Leonard, if you put a cake in the oven, it's still a cake before it's baked. No one says, "Oh shit, I dropped the batter." If they drop the pan, same thing for a baby. As far as I'm concerned, a baby is a baby. Spitting facts.
Yeah.
Where's Jakey in here? Jakey, did you have the baby? Is your baby out yet? Alexander the Great? Has he what's up? Terminations aren't a new thing. We've always done it. Some cultures used to do it after birth if it didn't look strong. Oh God, that's dark. It's just the ease with which people do it that is the worrying thing. Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah, he's a history buff too, so he's talking about like Vikings and shit and like whatever. But yeah, I get it. But yeah, the ease at which it's happening is definitely concerning for sure.
Wasn't our I saw a stat the other day that less people were born than killed last year. More people were killed than born.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane? Like, that is definitely a culture of death.
Is that the first time that it's ever happened? I can't imagine that's the first time it's ever happened with the amount of,
excluding China with their law of like 2 babies or something.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's terrifying.
I haven't heard. Have you guys heard anything about Planned Parenthood? Are they doing anything about that? I mean, I just heard I only asked because I just heard that RFK say the thing about where they're shutting down like being able to gender affirming care for kids or anybody under 18, 19 years old. The hospitals won't get federal funding anymore.
I didn't
see that.
Yes. Yeah. And they cut funding to the American Academy of Pediatrics, which yes, I'm all for right now, because I think that the AAP is funded by Big Pharma and they are just not Yeah, not that this is political at any way, but the fact that they're, for gender affirming care and all this stuff, especially for minors. Yeah, and their stance, even on the vaccine debate, whatever, like they have just like doubled down on everything that RFK is trying to like actually like bring up these questions and ask questions and in the interest of health for our kids. And they've like doubled down on in the opposite direction. So yeah, I think it's needed and necessary at this point.
Mhm. Yeah.
Me too. The one I just want the most, and I have to look it up. I haven't seen it in a little bit or heard about anything for New York State in a little while, but the ability to, like, if your kid starts saying that he wants to be called whatever, that teachers can just do it and not tell you
Yeah.
and not like whatever. So I have to look into that. I haven't seen that in a while. No, and they're not even talking about it in California right now either. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's
did
another one.
Didn't they take the Hep B vaccine off of
Yes.
requirements? It's about time they realized.
About time. Yeah. It's a step in the right direction,
Yeah.
I would say. We still got a ways to go, but I think it is definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah. We have all these debates. I usually have the boys on, or like I had Pat, I had Jeremy and Brianna on the panel the other day, and like it's just so like, all right, here, Jake, what's up? Epstein files released, right? Like I would love. I'm one of those people. I would love for the Epstein files to be released. Like I kind of don't care what the repercussions are if like everybody in government has to get arrested at that point. Like I don't care. Just release them. Tell us where the pedos are. So I would like it, but I also am not like the first year of Trump's presidency was a complete failure because we didn't get the Epstein files. Like that's not my position at all. But like, yes, I would like to know who's gross and who's not gross.
Where do they get released? Like on the White House website? Like where do you put it?
I don't know. I mean, they released some shit, but everything's redacted and like there's names of people you've never heard of or whatever. But no, I want the names. Like I want the Diddy files too. Who's in the Diddy files? Release all them bitches.
Yeah.
Like release all the tapes. I want to know everything.
Jake, tell us where it's released. It looks like he knows. 300,000 pages. Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Oh, I almost think it's that long so that they think, well, no one will read it. It's like, oh, trust me, someone will.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, somebody will. It's the DOJ website, CrossFat. Is that what you're saying?
That's crazy.
Megan Clinton was caught in a hot tub with a woman. I'm sure he was.
Surprise.
Like,
Sorry.
I'm sure he was. He was caught in the White House with a woman. He was caught. I mean, that one was just of age. That's all.
10,000.
But that's what I wanted. That's where I was leading to. That's what I wanted to ask. It just is, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. Absolutely. But is a year enough to kind of judge how his presidency is going? I mean, like people were pissed at him in the first 3 months. And it was like, this is horrible. He's nothing's ever gonna happen. And just losing their minds. And I was just like, it's been 3 months, dude.
What do y'all judge a presidency off of? Because I definitely don't the person and their character. I judge it off of like just policy. Are they doing what they said they were gonna do or what we voted for? But
don't they none of them ever do what they actually say they're gonna do?
Yeah.
Ever.
I am not a sympathizer for Trump in every regard, but I feel like he's done a ton of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, just on paper, he's followed through faster than at least most presidents have on things.
And the things that he hasn't followed through on I don't think are things that you can get done in 9 months anyway. Like brokering peace treaty between Ukraine and fucking that can't possibly happen. If he did that shit in a month, I would have been like, just you're immortal. Like you're an immortal motherfucker that's never gonna die. And like, like what the hell?
Yeah.
Barbell Spin will read it tonight. I know he probably could read 3,000 pages in a night. Facts.
So it is actually released?
I don't know.
Like, Oh, okay. They're
Not
just
without,
saying it is?
yeah,
I
not
was like,
without,
"What?"
no. What they did release was redacted heavily. Like you
Yeah.
can't see shit.
Oh. Well, then what's the
Um, what Trump is Joseph, what's up, dude? Trump is in what? 7. Okay. I don't know what you're trying to say. I want to read it. I want it to be funny, but I don't know what it says. I can't. My wife's not here. I don't know what to do. I'm hanging on by a thread with my wife not being in my household right now. Like I'm semi surviving. CrossFit. No. Go to a news site.
We've been on the podcast, so everyone says breaking news. Well, in the past hour, we wouldn't.
Is it breaking news right now?
Uh,
Literally? All right, fine. Fine,
That's what I'm
guys.
saying. Is it actually released?
All right. My
Like,
bad. I thought
breaking
you were
news.
I thought you were talking about this shit. All right, I'm going right now.
Do people have cable these days? Because I don't have cable. I don't know.
I have cable. Epstein files released. When am I going to? Like 6 hours ago, 2 hours ago. What is this? Politico, the Daily Beast. Who do we trust, guys? All right, whatever. I'll
Oh,
go to.
goodness.
All right, here we go. There better be some here. There better be some shit in here. I'm just saying. Oh my god, you guys! If we find this out right now, that's crazy. Justice Department releases some of the Epstein files after months-long pressure campaign. They released a portion of the vast trove of documents related to federal government's into Jeffrey Epstein. The release comes after Congress passed a bill ordering the Justice Department to make all of its unclassified records related to the Epstein Oh shit, did they really? Stop.
But like who? I thought the list was just like people's names.
It better be. He ultimately.
The
Go ahead.
implications are like insane, though. If it is like part of the royal family,
What's happening? I can't hear y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? Can you not hear us? The law also require. Oh, so he signed a law to release some shit. In the emails released by Congress, Epstein communicated with people close to Trump, including his former advisor, Steve Bannon, and in several exchanges offered his thoughts on the president, including one email. Oh, is this just bullshit? Like he was just talking in emails about where it's just emails where Epstein's talking shit about Trump. I don't care about that. In separate emails, Epstein wrote that Trump knew about the girls and referred to him as, oh, I've seen this already. This must not be it. I've seen this already.
We need someone to do the investigative work for us.
I don't, this is, yeah, they already put this shit out. I don't know what's going on. Honeypot blackmailing. That happens all the time.
Yeah, that's wild.
Can y'all hear me? Because I can't hear you.
You can't hear.
You. Everyone.
We can hear you. Everybody can hear you. Oh, can you take your earpods out? All right. Well, I'll have to do another show.
Yeah.
With that, because I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen anything yet.
That's wild.
Oh, now I'm echoing on you.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh no, you're good now.
Okay.
Oh, you're good now. You're good now.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Anything else other than your the one question about, if we get off that for a second, have you guys had anything yet where like your kid does something that you didn't realize he could do yet? Like I remember one time I was cooking dinner and he was like 1 or 2 or 1 and 1.5, and then all of a sudden he was standing on the kitchen counter when I turned back around and I was like, your mother's gonna kill me because you're gonna like, and like I reacted horrifically. And he was just like, haha, this is fun. I love this. Have you had one of those yet?
Sarah,
my 1-year-old, she was up on the table today. Like yeah. And then my 4-year-old, he'll just like do a trick or something, like do a flip or do a handstand. And you're just like, okay, I'm so glad. Like, that's awesome. Where did that come from? Yeah. So it's like every day something new. I feel like, But yeah, the 1-year-old on the table is really good. Really, really fun times.
I'm terrified of the like what comes out of their mouth in a grocery line where you're checking out and they're like, why is that person fat? Or like, something. It's like, do not open your mouth in public.
Oh, when we went out for sushi and we took him with us, and he just started pointing around the room and started saying, "Is that Asian? Is that like like?" But he was pointing at decor on the wall, but people were sitting in front of said decor, so it looked like he was pointing at that person and being like, "Are you Asian? Are you Korean? Are you whatever?" And I was just like, "Oh my God, you got to stop pointing and you got to stop. I'll tell you later. We'll take pictures. We'll look at it. Art at home. You don't do that." I was like, "This is not the time."
Right.
Oh yeah. It's like
Yeah.
Oh my God.
kids.
Yeah, kids, no filter for sure.
Why is that guy missing an organ?
Julie, I took my kids to TP USA M Fest yesterday. We saw Danica Patrick and Russell Brand speak. Brand has been charged with 3 counts of and 2 counts of his trial starts. That's weird. I know he's been charged with shit, but I didn't. Okay, so he hasn't been convicted of shit yet. He got caught in the Me Too.
Yeah.
Russell Brand got caught in Me Too.
Yeah.
At least he said Asian. Oh yeah, everybody go to Mrs. Burns' site. Sabbath Essentials. Get the best soaps and skincare products you can get out there. Holler Matt Burns. Anybody going away for Christmas? Merry Christmas. Anybody going anywhere? Lots of family things. Are making everybody come to your houses?
Yeah. That's you pull that card as long as you can.
We'll go see my husband's family after Christmas, but yeah, lots of Christmas functions. But yeah, we reserve Christmas Day. Like we're like, no, we are at our house. We do not travel on that day. We do not, we just have family time and just us. Yeah.
That Colleen's like that too. She never wants to be anywhere for Christmas or his birthday or anything like that. Like we're home.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving too. Same thing.
When does Colleen get back?
Depends on how everything goes with the doctors. She's been there all day today and all day tomorrow. What they did find out though, I don't think she would mind me sharing this, is somewhere around we can't pinpoint where or when it was, but they changed her Parkinson's medication. And all of a sudden she was on like 3 times what she should have been on. And so one of the side effects of that medication is hallucinations. And that's the one thing that she started having like a ton of. And she kind of knew she was going crazy, but didn't know she was going crazy. So it was just this weird limbo. So I think they're all just trying to kind of figure out what dosage she should be on, how it even got to be where it was like they're trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together to figure out like what went wrong and she's having every test known to man run right now. So I think she wants to come home on Sunday, but I think it'll depend on how the doctors react. So no, Kenneth, Colleen does not have Parkinson's. She does not. But yeah, so
good daughter. That's hard. That's really hard.
Yes, so hard.
It is, and not the kids don't live up there. Like Colleen doesn't live up there. Her son doesn't live up there. Like and so they just kind of want to get her in a safe spot before they leave to like. And I didn't even know anything about Parkinson's. I thought Parkinson's was just like shaking. I had no idea it had anything to do with like almost like a dementia or a Alzheimer's or anything like that. So we're kind of all just learning as we go.
That's really hard. I'm sorry y'all are going through that.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
for sure.
she's good. You know her. We were gonna go together after Christmas, but shit just escalated really quickly, and so she just jumped in the car yesterday and went. And so, really, does the medication? I'll talk to you about it offline. I have questions that I'll ask. I want to know. But yeah, ladies, thank you for coming to hang out with me. I really did want to chat about this. I'm so glad. I'm gonna go get your book, Ellie. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
I want to know.
Let me know what you think if you read it.
Yeah, because my my brain can't fathom wanting to be Catholic. So now I got to read how you.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why it's such an unusual, unusual story. So hey, maybe little G maybe little G will read
He'll
it.
read it. He'll definitely read it. But if he tells me he wants to be Catholic, then our family is gonna have to sit around and have some conversations and be like, "Yo, okay."
Yeah. No, I'm very curious to hear what you think. So
Not to change the subject, but like, you know, we were talking about like miscarriage and everything. It's really like they say it's 1 in 4. And that's like so frequent. Like that's
That's
a
a lot.
lot. And like I'm thankful that Ellie, you shared a little bit of your story, but I mean, and I know that's like it is devastating, but like it happens way more than people, you know, let on. Or and I think we are seeing a lot more of it because of social media, and that it does happen, but like, oh, it's still not, it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's like devastating, you know, and that women are walking through this every single day, and they have to live with this. That's like the biggest thing, like, you know, just for them. I hate that they had to go through that, and I hate that you had to go through that, Ellie.
yeah.
And it doesn't make it, you know, any less dramatic or traumatic, that women are having to go through this.
Yeah.
Does that make
It
any
is.
sense?
I would have never thought it was that many. Like I
Yeah.
would never think it would be 1 in 4.
Mhm.
To me, in my brain, it just 1 in 100 maybe, or 1 in 1,000. Like not 1 in 4. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, and I just feel like I'm hearing a lot more about like it's stillborn lately, and it does make me question just being a medical provider. Like, okay, what happened? Is something with COVID? Is it our lifestyle? Is it the food that we're eating? Is it it just makes me ask all these other questions, like, or is it just because of social media and people are putting their stories out there that we're hearing about stillborn more, or people like at term having, you know, delivering their baby that's not alive, and that's just crazy to me. But like, it does make me ask more questions, like, why is this happening? I
I,
don't know.
I mean, you kind of have to in like Taylor and Lizzie's case, right? Because she's the healthiest, most non-vaccine having like th- that to me was why it was just so because there's no answer.
No.
Yeah. And no
And
one.
Well, if she does have the blood disorder, so when her blood was like clotting, they were talking about all of this. That could definitely be a factor, and it could be something that she wants to explore moving forward. I don't think that they ever, you know, but like I don't know that those tests have come back. But if she has a blood clotting disorder, like that would definitely, you know, and that's something that
yeah,
makes
but
her blood thicker. That's definitely something that she would need to know moving forward. And maybe is in the case of like she takes a baby aspirin every day and it thins her blood enough to where, you know, she can. But I'm just you know, this is
yeah, I know,
not, yeah,
right.
this is not like, I don't know. But like, you know, some people you don't know, like, you don't know.
Yeah,
And she
Matt, you
might she
did.
might not, and she might have found out all these answers and her blood is fine, and like we don't know why this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started with that, Matt. I mean, my friend that it happened to, she is the same thing. She is a CrossFitter slash marathoner. Very healthy, has a perfectly beautiful baby boy that is, I guess, probably like 3 or 4 now. And that pregnancy for her was she worked out her whole pregnancy. She like just, and we were all getting ready. We were like, okay, number two's coming. And then it was just like a post, and everybody just sank.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Like it's, and yeah, they probably will. I mean, every pregnancy is different, so it's hard to know. And every woman's different, and like, yeah, it's shoot, man,
Yes.
I can't even fathom.
Mm.
But that's why I do love you guys both saying like everybody, like for all this stuff, like you probably need therapy or at least someone to go talk to that you trust and whatever, because that does leave a mark.
Yeah.
All right, fine, Ellie, you converted me. I get fine. Um,
Yes.
You converted me. Bernie Yen and Little G already on the Yankees team. If he becomes Catholic, Garrett may not be able to handle it. Oh, facts. Yeah, my kid, Bernie turned my kid into a Yankees fan. So now if my kid reads your book and decides he wants to be Catholic, I guess Bernie's the father. Like,
Wait, what are you baseball wise?
Mets.
Oh, Mets? Okay.
Yeah, I suffer through the Mets and the Giants. But most of the chat is our Yankees fans. So,
Ooh, Little G's bold to be under your roof still. And
well, his mother, Colleen's family that's a Yankees family too. So it's not overly surprising. All right, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us. I'll see you tomorrow because we got Sam Briggs tomorrow, so I can fan out
Awesome.
on Sam Briggs.
Cool. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I just want to ask her what was going through her mind when she passed Brent Fikowski on the run that one year at the games. I'm just gonna fan out all day. Colleen's not here. I can just fan all the way out. So
I can't wait to listen to that.
It's gonna be
great.
I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm very nervous, but I'm so excited to do this. I can't wait. So
That's awesome.
Yes, so good.
But yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow with Sam Briggs, 3:30. Thanks, Bernie. Big show. Yep. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Merry Christmas. If I don't get to talk to you before then, give all the babies lots of love and hugs.
Yes. Merry Christmas to y'all.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you.
Thanks guys for hanging out in the chat for us always. Can't wait till Jake pops his baby out. Let's go, Big Daddy. And then we'll see y'all. The engine, yep. We'll see you all on the flip side. Thanks, guys. Deuces.
Bye.